Hey Cloud Gamers, and welcome to the Cloud Gaming Stream channel, your destination for all things cloud gaming. God of War landed on PlayStation Now today, so we thought we'd have a look at how well it's playing and also see how much we can push that hardware accelerated upscaling by pushing it all the way to 4K. So yes, you are looking at PlayStation Now upscaled on a local PC up to 4K. Now for the most part you can tell that it has been upscaled, but also there are some times where you would think that it was native. Moving around, especially with the fast motion, we can see that it is capped at 30 frames per second, which is a little bit disappointing to be honest. However, it's still more than playable. We can see there that as we were up close to the troll, that it was very clear, especially around the legs. But as we move around, if you look at the grass, then we can see some of that pixelation. As I'm using a wired PlayStation 4 controller, there was no input latency, and to be honest, I'm very impressed with the PlayStation Now client upscaling here. If you were able to play this on a TV, I don't think you'd notice that much that it was actually being upscaled all the way to 4K from the 1080 stream. So it just goes to show that with a clean enough 1080 stream, local upscaling really does make quite a difference. So if you're watching this on a 1080 or less screen, it's going to look crystal clear, and that's because it's been upscaled and then pushed back down again. But to be honest, even if you just play 1080 native, PlayStation Now is looking a lot better than it used to, so it's definitely pushing higher quality 1080 streams now. One thing to note is you can't change the graphic settings in God of War. It is hard locked to the preferred resolution mode, which is a little bit disappointing because it would have been nice to have had the option at least to have a look at a performance mode for that 60 frames per second. As you are moving around a lot in God of War, I really would have liked to have seen that higher frame rate. The new God of War is definitely a different pace compared to the previous games. I've just been going through God of War Remastered 3 and it is so much faster paced. You do have to be a little bit more cautious here, and they have definitely concentrated more on the graphics and story than they have in the fast motion gameplay. The quick time events are not as quick, you get a lot more time, and it's usually just a single press now rather than having to do a range of quick time events, which is both good and bad in my eyes, as it's a lot harder to get wrong, but also it takes a little bit of a challenge out of the game. As we look at that cutscene there, we can see the graphics when you're up close really are superb, but then as we transition to this fight scene, we can see we get a bit of that pixelation, but once the stream catches up and it figures out the environment you're in, you can see the quality vastly improves. So when you're going into new areas, you do see that pixelation a little bit more, but once you're fighting in certain zones, the stream definitely catches up and that upscaling really takes effect. Let us know in the comments below what you think of PlayStation Now stream quality recently and whether you are playing upscaled on any of your screens. I usually play at 1440p or 2K, and it does look very good. But if you could play it via a virtual PC so you can play it on your TV, then the chances are you are not going to notice that much of a difference and you will really benefit from that higher resolution. You see there the parries, and when the blood effects of these Draga come out, it really does show up that upscaling quite a lot more, as we see quite a lot of pixelation on the blood effects. Overall though, I am really enjoying God of War, and thanks to PlayStation Now I can play it on a whole range of devices and on the move without having to take up any hard drive space, and most importantly, not having to buy a PlayStation. Let us know in the comments below if you're going to be playing God of War or whether you're going to pick up one of the other PlayStation Now titles. Do keep an eye out on the channel for a Nioh 2 gameplay video coming up soon, as well as coverage as always for the other platforms on a regular basis. Thanks for watching, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and if you really want to help out the channel, then we do have some memberships available from just $2 a month, and that really helps support the content that we're making, so we do appreciate every last one. Enjoy the last of the gameplay here, and we will see you next time.
Told you something was different about the forest.
And I told you not to speak.